All right, guys, so we got to talk about another alleged hate crime that probably is going to get swept under the rug because the suspect that committed this alleged hate crime does not look like the suspect that the mainstream media tells you commits hate crimes, right? He does not fit the narrative, so therefore you're never ever going to hear about it, right? They tell you that stuff like this doesn't happen, it doesn't exist, that people who commit these types of hate crimes that we're going to talk about today, they only look a certain way, right? They only look a certain way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll the clip of a news story involving police arresting a suspect for drawing swastikas on a rainbow color LGBTQ street display out in Atlanta. Take a look.
Breaking news tonight out of Atlanta. Police have just arrested a man for the vandalism at the Midtown Atlanta Rainbow Crosswalk. Good evening. I'm Courtney Bryant.
And I'm Russ Spencer. Police say the man painted a swastika and other offensive graffiti on the crosswalk twice this week. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes joins us now live with more on this breaking story. Deidre?
That's right, Russ. And just within the past half hour, Atlanta police confirmed that they tracked this suspect down to his apartment on 3rd Street here in Midtown earlier this afternoon. They said they made several attempts to contact the suspect, were unable to do so. That is when they called in SWAT. They said after several more attempts, the suspect did notify them that he was going to come out, and he did so. He was arrested without incident. The Consul General of Israel in Atlanta and members of the consulate team demonstrated at 10th and Piedmont in a show of unity.
We come with an expression of support in the face of hate.
After the man in this surveillance photo reportedly spray painted a black swastika and an anti-gay slur on the LGBTQ rainbow crosswalk overnight.
We are all here to say, in the face of expressions of anti-Semitism and hate, that we are Israeli, we are Jewish, we support the LGBTQ community, and we are proud.
A swastika was also spray painted just up the street around the same time at the Federal Reserve Building. Investigators believe the same person is responsible for both acts of vandalism. It's the second time in 2 days a swastika was discovered at the intersection. Interim Chief Darren Shearbaum joined demonstrators at the crime scene Friday afternoon.
So this is horrible. This is not Atlanta. This is Atlanta of love and acceptance of tolerance, and this is what this intersection represents.
As police searched for the vandal, Consul General Abnat Sultan Dadon urged the community to stand united against hate.
Against hate, against anti-Semitism, against homophobia, and for love and tolerance.
But late Friday afternoon, a major break in the case. Atlanta police arrested a suspect after a long standoff at 3rd Street in Midtown Atlanta. Again, that suspect is in custody. Police have not released his name or revealed a possible motive. In Midtown, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
All right, Deidre, thanks.
Well, the suspect's name has been released, and his name is Jonah Sampson. He's a 30-year-old man that allegedly spray painted the swastikas on Atlanta's Midtown Rainbow crosswalks. Now, let's take a good look at this man, and let's see what he looks like. Because it looks like white supremacists have started evolving because apparently they're tanning a lot more now, right? They're tanning hard, right? They also are growing out their hair. They don't have skit heads, okay, like they used to, right? Like the portrayal of these types of people that commit this crime, according to the mainstream liberal media, are supposed to have, right? They're supposed to be white and they're supposed to be skit heads, right? This guy seems to be very well tanned and have a full head of hair. Again, these white supremacists are evolving every single day. But all jokes aside, this guy was charged with 3 crimes here, okay? And the charges for his crimes are 2nd-degree criminal damage to property, 1 count of criminal trespass, and a felony charge of interference with government property. So, from what I'm seeing here, the guy has been accused of a hate crime, drawing a swastika on rainbow, I guess, you know, paraphernalia, symbolism, whatever, right? LGBTQ symbolism, which, again, I mean, you would think that would be a hate crime, right? but he hasn't been charged with an actual hate crime, which begs the question of why and what must you do? What qualifications must be met to be charged with a hate crime? Because according to the Department of Justice, vandalism is included in acts that can be classified as a hate crime. He's doing this specifically as a show of hate against somebody because of their sexuality. But he's not being charged with a hate crime. I don't understand, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it because of his skin color? Right? Because if the guy was white, first and foremost, this would be a much bigger news story, right? Second of all, I think that he would clearly be charged with a hate crime because of the stereotype that the mainstream liberal media put out there about the types of people who commit these hate crimes. Which, by the way, it seems to me in this country, there are more fake hate crimes than actual hate crimes, because the hate crimes get labeled fake if they're done by somebody that doesn't fit the narrative, right? Somebody that's not white, right? All of a sudden it's fake. So it seems like whoever is in charge of, charging people with hate crimes, maybe the Department of Justice, who knows? Maybe they will charge them with a hate crime later. I don't know. I'm just saying. It seems to me that they're saying this is a fake hate crime. This is not really a hate crime. This is just regular old vandalism. Which, again, begs the question of, if this person's skin color was different, would it be different, right? Would they charge him with a hate crime, right? What does it take to be charged with a hate crime? I don't understand. I don't get it, right? Because by definition, this seems to be what that is. But again, like I said, we see more of these instances in this country. Instances where you have people that don't fit the narrative, right? People that are not white, that are committing these crimes, that are drawing these hateful symbols, right? Including the N-word, okay? Other symbolisms of hate or words or phrases of hate. They're doing it on public property. They're vandalizing stuff. People boohoo and cry about it, and they want to cry white supremacy. And as soon as the suspect gets caught and come to find out the suspect's not white, all of a sudden it's, I'm not sure if it's a hate crime anymore, right? Not sure if it's a hate crime anymore. I'm just saying. You would think that this would be a shut and close case of, this is a hate crime. This person drew a swastika over, LGBTQ, imagery or whatever. We should charge them with that. Also take note how the police had a 5-hour standoff with this guy. Allegedly, according to the woke revolutionaries, that's not supposed to happen. He's black, so he's supposed to get shot on the spot. The police aren't supposed, right? They never give so-called people of color enough time to actually be arrested peacefully like they do whites, right? However, you've seen multiple instances of this happen with Andrew Teckle, right? Sundberg, whom, unfortunately ended up losing his life, okay, after basically trying to murder a mom and her kids. Right? Police gave him 6 hours to turn himself in. He refused not to. Police just gave this dude 5 hours. Right? But according to the wokes, this never happens. Never happens. Right? Never happens. Black people never get the benefit of the doubt. But again, you have a situation here where a guy had a 5-hour standoff, including with SWAT involved. And on top of that, he's not being charged with a hate crime, at least not yet. For something that is clearly a hate crime. Again, there's just so many things about this story that don't fit the narrative, which is why you'll never hear about it. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.